Hello twin flame friends, welcome back to my channel. Oh, my name's Charlotte and this is Happy Twins 1111. I'm so excited to be back doing readings for you guys today. I'm sorry I've been away. I was attending my Reiki Masters course, Reiki Master Teacher, so I'm now a fully qualified Reiki Master and Teacher, which is very exciting. I did that on Thursday and Friday, so I've been playing catch up with my readings, which is why I've not had time to post this week. I've also got some very exciting news. My website goes live tonight. So for those of you that have found it really tricky to book, I know it's been a massive ball ache going with the back and forward in emails, trying to find a time and all of that stuff. You'll now be able to go to my website, book online, pick a time and date that suits you. It'll automatically convert it to your time zone and pay for it there and then, and it will go straight into my calendar. So that will take a massive amount of pressure off me and actually free me up to do more readings for you as well. Because it's getting pretty busy lately. So I've put the link in the description box, but the website will not go live until tonight. So you can still email me if you want to make a booking, but what's the date now? It's the 3rd of July today. So if you are watching this video after the 3rd of July, you will need to book online. I've also added a couple of new services. One of them is a channeled letter from your twin flame. That's channeled through my guides. That's been added on there. And I've also added a kind of mind and body healing modality. Now, I charge for all of my services, bar the email readings, by my time. So you buy my time in slots. Even though on the website now the prices are in pounds sterling, but your PayPal account will automatically convert it from your own local currency, so don't worry about that. My prices are the same. I've not changed my pricing at all. It just looks different because it's in pounds sterling on the website. I want it to for it to show in your own currency, but unfortunately the website design tools I've had don't do that yet. So I've got to get that program, but that will be coming later. I did a live stream last night as well, which demonstrated my twin flame connection checks. So if you have never seen how they're done, or if you're curious about how that service works, you can go and tune into that video. It's still up, and that shows you how to do twin flame connection checks, which is basically checking if you're dealing with a real twin or not. And I also demonstrate spirit release therapy, which I haven't really talked about or advertised too much, but there are more of us doing this now. I've got some colleagues that can work with me. So I'm limited by how many spirit release therapy sessions I can do each week because it's very draining work. But now that there's more of us, I'm kind of, open to more business. So if you would like to know how that works and you feel, that you are compromised by negativity, it includes curses, hexes, black magic, or just generally feeling a negative presence, spirit presence, anything around you that doesn't serve you, that service is for you. But go and watch the video so you can see how it works. I don't demonstrate the full service for either the twin flame connection check or the spirit release therapy. Is just a snippet, just to demonstrate how it works. Okay, so we've got a collective energy update for you today. I like to do these in pick piles because I know that you're not all at the same stages in this journey, you're not all in the same wave. So by doing 4 piles, I hope to reach more of you. If you would like to go straight to the timestamps, of course they are in the description box below and the comments and the information about each deck. But before I begin, where is it? I just want to thank, where's it gone? Lena, for sending me this beautiful book, Divine Love Letters. If you've not seen this, this is absolutely beautiful. It was literally a collection of channeled letters from your twin. It's really, really beautiful. And this is what inspired me to get channeled messages for you as a service, because, my guides and I can connect to your twin's higher self and do this, but this is just lovely to just flick through, pick one. So thank you so much, Alina. That was so very kind of you. It's such a lovely, lovely book. I'm really delighted to receive that. You guys are so sweet. I love getting gifts in the post. If you feel called to donate or offer an energy exchange, you can find the information about how to do that in the description box below. And you can find my Amazon wishlist there. So let's do this. Pile 1. Energy update for the collective. So this pile will represent one of those waves. If you don't feel like this pile's resonating, just pick another pile. Yeah, it might be that there's messages in all piles that need to reach you. It might be there's, messages in 1 or 2. But it is a collective reading, so it's not going to apply to everybody. But I hope it resonates for you. Let me know in the comments below. And as usual with these readings, we look at the divine masculine and feminine energy past, present and future to see what's happening with you guys. For the future, nothing's set in stone. So the benefit of being able to look, take a peek at the future, is that you can see what's coming up, and if it doesn't look to your liking, then you have time to make adjustments and be prepared. So everyone has free will. The future is never, ever set in stone. Right. So divine feminine on the left, divine masculine on the right, connecting energies down the centre. I'm going to get all the oracle decks out at the same time. It's lovely having a big table, being able to see everything at once. So this is the past lineup. Let's get the present. As always, Arthur is with me. He's one of my spirit guides that works with me just for tarot. A lot of people ask me where Arthur's gone, because I used to pause to channel Arthur. But I don't need to pause anymore. If I ask him a question, he just says, keep talking. It's called inspired thought. It's kind of midway between trance channeling or trance mediumship, and I don't want to do the trance mediumship. That's where they actually come into your body and talk through you, and I don't need to do that. You don't want to come into you, Arthur. He said it would make it much easier, and he's probably better at this than me. Cheeky so-and-so. Okay. Let's get some oracle cards as well. We're going to use the Divine Counterparts in Seperation deck from Made for Love. You can buy these directly from Made for Love. She is one of the featured channels on my YouTube page. You can find a link to her there. Just drop an email and she will send you one of these fabulous decks. These are lovely for channel messages from your DM to get an update on where they're going. So we're gonna get one for past, present and future for the Divine Masculine side. And of course it's Eclipse season again. We had the new moon last night and an eclipse, very intense shifts coming up. We're hurtling towards the 7788 portal, Lionsgate. Very intense shifts happening. So let me know how you guys are finding that. I will pull some more oracle cards for each part, but I'll do them after we've read these so we can bring them over the top. I like to get some of these star seeds. I'm really loving these cards at the moment. Hold on, let me just check I hit record. I get super paranoid about this. I've done it so many times, so I've started reading. Done this massive long reading. And then realised I've not hit record. You can imagine that's a real ball ache, especially when it was a really juicy reading. Okay. This is connecting energy. Oh, Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine. I think we need some of these as well. Okay, let's do this part 1. So our Divine Feminine is in this Ace of Cups reversed energy. I feel like this is a real outpouring of emotion at the moment. So you're probably finding this kind of eclipse and new moon, all of these big energetic shifts quite overwhelming. We've also got reflection here, and the answers you need are coming. So I do feel like I feel like this is a period of revelations for you. Of digging out deep wounds, of responding to intense triggers, of really feeling quite emotional, in quite an emotional space. But this reflection needs to answers. It's all very positive by going within, by doing this healing work, even though it can be painful and drag up lots of stuff. This is very productive. This is really positive progress. And this card says, see all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self. So that's a very twinny message, isn't it? See all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self, your twin. And of course, full moon in Gemini is the twin card. So I feel like you're going to get some answers from your twin, or you've had some answers from your twin in terms of, perhaps revelations about feelings. For some of you, this is an overwhelming time. You may be feeling slightly unaligned, off balance, whilst all these energetic shifts take place. For the Divine Masculine, we've got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So, I feel like he's really being triggered as well. And this will be lack of self-worth, certainly lack of abundance, feeling that lack in his practical affairs, in his work life or career, not feeling like he has enough to give. So we've got blocked energies for both of you. So it could be that you've both been very heavily triggered by all of this, new moon activity. And for him, we've got full moon in Pisces, which is very watery, very emotional energy, balanced spirituality and practicality. Certainly with the practical stuff, we are out of balance. But with this card, wisdom, see your adversaries as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. I feel like this is how, he's kind of looking at things now. Like his perspective is shifted. And this has been one of the big triggers he would have had to deal with. Because, adversaries is really a term that we would expect ego to be in. This is about people that are confrontational or conflict with our values and ethics. And I feel like that this Divine Masculine, he's really been looking long and hard at his social group, his work group, his family group. And, that's what awakening brings you. It brings you a higher perspective, certainly more compassion. And, with this balanced spirituality as well, I do feel like he's beginning to embrace the light. And of course, the connecting energy here is intuition. Trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to the answers that you seek. So I think for both, we've got answers coming in here. We've got this, completely new viewpoint from the Divine Masculine. But he's also been triggered hard. He's probably not feeling very strong within himself. But the past energies show us that the Divine Feminine has really been investing. She has been investing in her own abundance, her own grounding. All of this is the 7 of Pentacles, and she really has been, pulling together. I feel like this balanced spirituality and practicality applies to the Divine Feminine as well. She really has been making concerted effort. If you've picked this pile, you've been moving into a much more mature, emotionally balanced place where you're able to restrain, contain, control your feelings in a much more powerful way. Really beginning to just step into your own power. And, when these triggers come, even though you're overwhelmed, you're emotional, you're coping, you're not in significant pain anymore, and you're not projecting it outwards. You know how to deal with this within yourself. Quite often when we're angry and upset and we're living in ego, everything's projected outward. It's their fault. They made me feel bad. They haven't done this for me, or this person's done that. But, this King of Cups, this Scorpio energy is about really having a much greater control, being a master of your own emotions, understanding that, you choose how you feel, you really do. And the feelings that roll in and the thoughts, they're created by thoughts that didn't serve us. And as you begin to heal, you release those self-limiting beliefs. And I feel like this divine feminine really is making lovely progress. For the divine masculine, you know, we've got 2 5s here, and we've got the Hierophant. So I do feel like he's been triggered hard, really, really hard, both in his practical affairs and spiritually, because 5 is about feeling left out in the cold. This is dealing with triggers of abandonment, loss and rejection, not feeling good enough, feeling on the outside looking in. But we've got balanced spirituality here. 5 is all about balance, or things being off balance, and we've also got balance here, which is 1 and 4 is 5. So that's quite incredible, this beautiful lineup we have here, which I think really shows that this divine masculine, who was probably previously resisting awakening, is now in the very recent past actually beginning to look at that and to take note of the spiritual triggers that have been presented to him. He's really, really, doing some work. He's looking for that balance. He's connecting with spirit. This is really quite beautiful. And the connecting energy is the Queen of Pentacles, which is this beautiful, abundant progress. This feeling of really being balanced, being abundant, being whole, of getting what you want, but also of being very practical and measured in your approach to it. So as a connecting energy, I feel like this particular divine masculine, divine feminine have really made lovely, lovely progress. And of course here we've got co-create for the divine feminine. Which is beautiful, because when you think about it, we do co-create this journey. Whilst the divine feminine begins as the creator, she starts doing the work, she lights the path, she's a torchbearer. Once the divine masculine wakes up, they co-create. And I feel like this is what's happening here. The divine feminine's probably acknowledged this, perhaps not yet the divine masculine, but she's aware now that, she's not alone in this journey. This is really quite beautiful. So for the present energies, things go a little bit more wonky-donkey. And I'm feeling this is because of the shifts in the moon, and it's not necessarily bad, but things are going a little bit more wonky. We've got the 6 of Swords reversed here, and I feel like for the divine feminine in the present, this is a block. This is some kind of block. It's a trigger you've not processed yet that's stopping you from transitioning to the next stage of this journey, which will help you realise your own power, because we've got the Magician reversed here. And this is an intellectual block. This is self-limiting beliefs that's stopping you from moving forward, because you've already got all the tools, all the skills, you've got everything you need, all the information you need to move forward, but you're not embracing it because of these self-limiting beliefs. And I do believe that these triggers have probably been so hard that it's created conflict, that your alignment, you've slipped out of alignment, and you've had some conflict with your twin. This could also represent inner conflict in both of you. This 5 of Swords, this connecting energy. Obviously, we've got a lot of 5 from the masculine side, with him trying to balance himself. But in the present, we do see him more balanced. We've got the King of Pentacles here, which is really getting grounded and really focusing on trying to carve out, some work that's going to help him feel more whole, like he's got more to give. And that karmic wheel is turning. It's turned. I feel like he really has released a lot of karma. But with this 9 of Pentacles, this work isn't yet done. He's not feeling balanced yet. He's not feeling, like he's ready to reciprocate equally and bring enough to the table. And it says here, I'm not ready for what you have to offer. Okay, so he's still processing this. And for the divine feminine, this could have been your trigger. He may have said to you, I'm not ready, or he's been distant. He's not been coming forward with any tangible offers. It could be that there's separation here, or ghosting, or that he's literally just been a bit off. And this has created this conflict between you. It may be inner conflict, but it's thrown the divine feminine out of alignment. But with this 7 here, this is number 6, this chopped wood. She knows what work she needs to do to get back into alignment. She's not realising her own power at the moment because she's overwhelmed, but she does know what work she needs to do. Moving into the future lineup, And I feel like for the Divine Feminine, this is stepping back into alignment. This is stepping back into unconditional love for self, unconditional love for twin. We've got the Queen of Cups here. It's really beautiful energy. And what's really interesting is we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Where was she? Yeah, we've got the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And of course, there's a lot of cards pertaining to balance and balancing that masculine and feminine energy, you know, in both of these counterparts. So I do feel like for the Divine Feminine, you know, she's moving into a much greater place of self-love. You know, she's moving into that surrender stage. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, she's releasing those triggers. We've got 6, the 5 and the 7 of Swords here. This is releasing, you know, the triggers, the pain, the suffering pertaining to betrayal, deceit, all that kind of stuff. She's letting that go. She doesn't need to dwell on that anymore. She, you know, we see her in the future moving forward and working through that. For the Divine Masculine, we've got the Lovers reverse and the Knight of Swords. The Lovers reverse can mean a lot of things, but I really feel like I'm guided to say that in this case, it's a decision made. You know, you've got this mirror image here, but the Lovers is often about choices, and I feel like he's made a choice. He's stepped into his own truth, and he's probably going to communicate this to you with the Knight of Swords. And we've got the Yes card. Yes to change, yes to transformation. And this is an 8. 3 and 5 together is 8. You know, that's the number of infinity, of, you know, returning on that healing journey. So I do feel like if your Divine Masculine has been very indecisive, reluctant to move forward or make an offer, he's at least going to make a decision, and he's going to communicate this to you in part. It's not going to be deep, powerful, intense communication, because this is the Knight of Swords, and he's not, you know, he's more on the kind of immature, play it cool end of the spectrum, but he's certainly going to be coming forward with some truth. And the connecting energy is Knight of Wands, which is, you know, indicative of a lot of passionate, flighty, very sexual energy as a connecting energy between you. So I do think if there has been a prolonged separation with you two, that you're going to definitely see some communication, you're going to definitely see some intimacy. And for the Divine Feminine, it's stepping into that deep knowing. And this is a 7. You know, that's the number of the divine, of spirit. This is really connecting to that knowing, and we have that beautiful yes. So this is really, really powerful, I think, for the future lineup, with the Divine Feminine stepping back into her own wisdom and intuition, of rebalancing after all these energetic shifts and triggers, of releasing the pain associated with betrayal, this deceit, you know, this kind of lack of truthfulness that's been prevalent in the Divine Masculine energies, and really stepping back into her own power. The Divine Masculine making a decision. You know, this could be him releasing a karmic, because we see that karmic cycle coming to completion here, but definitely coming forward and talking to you about this. You know, the Knight of Swords is pretty hasty as well. I feel like he may not plan to, but he's going to blurt it out. And we've got a yes. Yeah, and I think this is a yes to you, yes to change, yes to balance, yes to this journey. And there's a lot of orange and red here and yellow, you know, yes to healing, yes to passion. So this is really positive. We've also got here, for the Divine Feminine, smother and cosmic exploration. So a lot of 5D activity going on here for you astrally. Go within, make sure you're meditating, make sure you're connecting to spirit, because this is where you're going to get all of that deep knowing from. Remember, you know how to do this work. A smother for me is probably feeling blocked somehow, feeling smothered perhaps, and this is coming up in the past energy. I missed that one off earlier, but 3 is about creating and change, about the rebirth. So it's possible that you might be feeling somewhat, you know, restrained or contained at this part of the journey. You're saying don't smother yourself. You've got to leave time to play. You've got to leave time to play. You've got to leave time for fun. You've got to leave time for you to create that new. Don't smother yourself with too much of the trigger pain. Give yourself time out from that. For the Divine Masculine, we've got gifts from the past. And I feel very strongly that this is someone coming back from the past to help him close out this karmic cycle. You know, this is someone who he needs. he needs to resolve that karma, to resolve that lesson. So this could even be a karmic coming back so that he can properly close that cycle. But it's a gift, okay? And you're to accept it as such. If you're being triggered by that, if you're in pain because of that, then you need to go back to the drawing board, to the chopping wood, to working on yourself, because it serves him to close that karmic cycle. And we've also got for him, this is also number 8, that his dreams are closer than he thinks. And I do think with all of this work he's doing to, you know, balance himself, especially from a practical perspective, because I feel like for a lot of these divine masculines, you know, one of the reasons they've held back for so long is that lack of self-worth pertaining to their career prospects, the work they're doing, and just generally not feeling good enough. And I feel like a lot of them are tackling that, if not by literally changing work or creating work, but by actually readjusting their attitude towards it. So we're going to get some energy cards as well. So this is a lovely lineup. Really nice reading. So what have we got for the Divine Feminine? So I'm going to we'll do these for what you need to do to move forward. This is really beautiful. So Divine Feminine, you've got another 30 here. This is also number 30. It breaks back down to 3, which of course the number of creation. And this card's called the Garden and the Gate. And we see this lady contained within this beautiful garden looking out over this glorious landscape. Butterflies here, which represent change, transformation. And for me, this is really about getting grounded, understanding you manifest your own reality and that you can leave your comfort zone. You know, you're ready to journey, you're ready for this cosmic exploration, you're ready to step out of your comfort zone and begin creating and manifesting a new life for self. And that requires action. And we've got the yin and yang here. You know, this is balanced action with that black and white. But this is forward movement. You've got to start taking steps forward towards what you want. For the Divine Masculine, we've got another 8. This is 44-8, woman holding a heart. And I really feel like he is turning his focus to you. If he's avoided this connection for a long time, you know, he's really beginning to come round to it and to feel the tugs from your heartstrings. Okay, and we've got Healer of the Ages, which is beautiful. You know, this is about balancing himself, healing himself, finally opening up to spirit and allowing those triggers, allowing that self-awareness to begin to take form so that he can begin to heal. The connecting card here is Happy Family. We've got that rainbow of hope. And of course, this for me really resonates with the 4 of Wands, which is the original twin card. You've got 4 people here, which do look like, you know, 4 wands, the 11-11. So trust in union, trust in the future, trust in the journey, trust in the path. You're both making such fabulous progress. This is really, really positive. Look, isn't that beautiful? We've got man holding the heart. This happens so often with this deck when I use it in these readings. So, you know, he's holding your heart, you're holding his. That is absolutely beautiful. You know, I feel like you're very connected astrally right now. Both of you are feeling these shifts. We've got Angel of Strength, you know, the World, the Thinking Woman, and Angel of Balance. So this is very, very positive change coming for you guys. Again, karmic cycles closing out for the Divine Feminine, her really taking action to manifest what she wants in that new cycle. You know, you've got an ending and a new beginning when the world closes out. So this is really beautiful, this lineup of manifestation, creation, rebirth, death of the old in with the new, and obviously, you know, really keeping your Divine Masculine in mind, and your healing is obviously dramatically helping him along. You've got the Thinking Woman. I'm literally interpreting this as thinking about the woman, you know, this transformation, this journey he needs to go on, this strength he needs. The woman holding his heart, and this beautiful Angel of Balance that connects both of you. You know, that co-creation card that came up, co-creating this journey together, co-creating this healing together, co-creating the way forward. This is very beautiful. You guys are making fabulous progress. I'm going to get 2 more. We'll get 3 more actually, 1 for each of you. So we've got chaos and conflict for the divine feminine, and happy, happy for the divine masculine. This is also another number 8 for him. But with chaos and conflict, you know, this doesn't necessarily have to be negative. You know, this is what happens when cycles close out. There's always a sacrifice when you let something go to begin something else. And for me, I'm getting really strongly that this is really looking at your very close inner circle and weeding out those low vibrational people that no longer serve you. And this can create chaos and conflict. When you start putting boundaries in place, especially for people who have had access to your time for a long time, you know, people like family, when you suddenly start putting boundaries in place, you make changes, they're going to push against that. But you have to accept this period as a period of growth, because this adds up to number 6, which is this number of union and love. It's about coming into union and love with self, okay? So you've got to ride that out. You've got to be bold. You've got to manifest this new reality and accept those closing out cycles. You've got to do that work. This is also a number 6 here. For the divine masculine, we've got happy, happy. Again, also a number 8. That is absolutely beautiful. Okay, we see him really unlocking through his healing, through the divine. We've got pink and yellow in these balloons here, and green, purple. That's using his intuition, connection to the divine, responding to the solar triggers. That is the key to his happiness. And he's beginning to see that he is actually more in control of his joy than he thought. And then we've got observer, you know. So when not in contact, observe your intuition. Yeah, be patient. Trust that communication is coming. Trust that you're making progress. This is a beautiful reading. I really hope that helped, Pile 1. As always, thank you for subscribing. If you do subscribe, tap the little bell button so that you get notifications as to when I've posted new videos. Do like, comment and subscribe. I love to hear from you guys. You can share the videos as well. Help others find them that might find it useful. If you would like a private reading for me, that information is in the description box below. You can do that now through my shiny new website as of tonight. Tonight is the 3rd of July, so if you're watching this video afterwards, you can only book via the website, but you will find a link in the description box below. So, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Let's put all these cards away. Oh, what lovely reading. And these energy cards, I'm loving them. Angela sent me these. Thank you, Angela. You're such a star. Okay. Pile 2. Guided Hand Tarot with the Black Shimmer Moonstone. So as I said, this is collective reading. Look at the divine masculine energies and the divine feminine energies. Past, present and future line up. And then we're going to draw a ton of oracle cards as well. So as always, looking at the future, nothing is set in stone. The reason we look at the future is to help you understand what may be to come so you can prepare and adjust accordingly. You all have free will. Right, so divine feminine on the left, divine masculine on the right. Past energies, connecting energy, divine masculine energies for the past and connecting energy down the middle. Wow, that is one powerful, powerful lineup. Right, I'm going to get all the oracle cards out at the same time because I can. Now I've got a big table. And the light in here is so much nicer, isn't it? Got these windows right in front of me. It's so nice. Oh, that one flipped over, so I'm going to take it. Where is it? Divine Counterparts and Seperation decks. So we're going to get some, use these on the masculine side. These are from Made for Love. You can get this deck directly from her. Her link is on my channel in the featured channels section. I'm going to use these ones on the Divine Feminine side. We will pull some more oracle cards when I've read the tarot. Right, so our Divine Feminine, she's in this Four of Pentacles energy. This is about holding back, feeling possessive. Yeah, this is about holding back something. You know, looking at, there's a lot of reversals for the Divine Feminine here, and I feel like she's, I mean, this eclipse stuff, and you've got the full moon eclipse here. Conclusions are within reach. Obviously, we've just had a new moon eclipse, but I feel this is quite a common response. It's triggered. I feel like this is, in particular, has been a pulling back from communication for this Divine Feminine, holding herself back, giving the Divine Masculine space, keeping things closer to her chest. Arthur's also guiding me to say that for some of you, you need to ground. You need to really ground. If you've been feeling clumsy, nauseous or dizzy, that's a need to ground. It was this image around her feet that really drew me to that. And just listening to Arthur is saying to put out that reminder to ground yourself post this eclipse moon, sun eclipse and everything, to ground yourself in this new energy. If you've been feeling nauseous, dizzy, you need to ground yourself. But this Divine Feminine's holding back. You know, this is part of surrender. And these conclusions coming to the fold, this, you know, living fearlessly, this is courage. This is about strength and determination, and really being determined now to hold her space, to get aligned, to hold back, to not give so much. This is about learning boundaries as well, and equal reciprocation. And actually, for the Divine Masculine, he's in this feeling left out in the cold as a result. This is the Five of Pentacles reversed, you know, of really, and look, both of them stood on this circle image. So there might be a need for them to be grounded as well. But he's stepped in emotion. So, you know, he's not ready to coming out from the cold. He's not ready to communicate with you anyway, but he is feeling pretty rejected by that lack of contact, but realises he probably deserves it. But I do think this guy's making great progress. You know, we've got surrender to the divine, the full moon. And the connecting energy here is signs. The universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities, and he's getting them. You know, he can't ignore them anymore. So I really do feel that he's starting to surrender to this idea that there is more to life than what we see in our 3D reality. You know, he's starting to acknowledge his spirituality. But you need to be patient. He's being patient, allowing destiny to unfold at its own pace. He's mindful of what this being left out in the cold energy is. He knows that he's pushed you to that. But he's beginning to surrender. He's definitely beginning to wake up. The past energies here, we see the Divine Feminine really releasing herself from self-limiting beliefs, releasing herself from 3D games. And the Divine Masculine really beginning to look a lot more positively at the future. You know, this is the Nine of Cups, this is wish fulfillment. And we've got the Sun here as well. This is hope, optimism, joy. So this is a beautiful lineup for the masculine, even though he's been feeling somewhat rejected. This surrendering to the divine, this kind of new sense of patience is quite intense for him. And this card, even though it's called burnout, you know, I'm really guided that, you know, burning hot sun, this is new and overwhelming to him. He is feeling overwhelmed, but it's also left him feeling positive. So for a lot of you watching this pile, I feel like your Divine Masculines may actually know about the twin flame journey. And even though this is overwhelming for them, it has actually given them hope. Okay, because they see what needs to be done. They've probably done their own Googling. They've probably, you know, seen what needs to happen for them to be happy. But of course, the connecting energy here is the Emperor reversed. You know, this is a sense of neither party feeling very much in control right now, and probably due to lack of communication, you know, there's a real feeling of kind of, I don't want to say hopelessness because it's not a negative energy that I'm getting, but it is a feeling of, you know, surrendering to the flow of this journey. Certainly he's patient. And we've got the Divine Feminine here. This is number 11, by the book, which is a really gentle reminder that you don't have control. You know, destiny unfolds at its own pace. You have to flow with that. That's really quite interesting. So I feel like both parties have, you know, individually reached their own conclusions on this journey. Both are working towards something. The Divine Feminine having surrendered those negative self-limiting beliefs, surrendered to 3D games. And she's holding back now, not to reject him, not to send him a clear message, but to give him space, because she knows that he needs her to be patient. She's been very strong in doing that. And actually, you know, she feels better. So there's a real sense of surrender across the board for both counterparts here. For the present energies, the Divine Feminine is in this High Priestess energy, which is beautiful. You know, this is really tapping into her higher power, tapping into her intuition, and really exploring all the spiritual healing options that she has available to herself. This is a massive change in the wind that is dramatically affecting her abilities to create and manifest a way forward. For the Divine Masculine, we've got the Six of Wands here. So this is a very positive lineup for him, feeling much more victorious, you know, much better within himself, really starting to break the back of this kind of anxiety or depression that he's been stuck in. And even though he's surrendering to the divine, he's not fully embracing this healing. You know, he's not ready to step into that journey yet. He's beginning to understand what needs to be done. And this is giving him a tremendous lift. It's given him hope. It's made him feel like it's, you know, it's possible. And again, going back to him knowing about this twin journey, I don't feel like he's discussed this with you, because I know there are secrets between us. And I feel like this is what it pertains to. This is, you know, the moon, and I'm really drawn to how it looks like this card. The moon can represent illusions, of course, and here we've got surrendering to the divine. I feel like he's not shared with you that he's understood this soul connection, possibly even the twin flame bit. But he's ready. It's made him feel a bit hopeful. It's given him some context to work with. He's happy about it. It has helped him, even though you've taken a step back. He now understands, and it's actually made him feel more comfort within the connection. The connecting energy, though, is the Knight of Wands reversed, which, you know, is again a bit of a flat line after that. This separation, I feel like this is just following that line of separation, of this not being a time for you to come together, either intimately, physically, or even in terms of communication. This is a time to step back. This is a time for you both to work through your own triggers, your own issues, your own ideas, to articulate how you feel, how you want to move forward. It's a state of limbo I'm feeling in the present at the moment. For the future lineup, and this is why it's so important to look at the future. because we've got Judgment and Strength in reverse to the Divine Feminine. You need to pay attention here, because after making such dramatic progress, yeah, you don't want to be resisting that ascension, resisting that forward moment. You certainly don't want to be drained or losing strength over this. But we've got here no place like home, and 5 as well can be a fairly imbalanced card. So there could be a house move on the cards for you that temporarily distracts you. You know, this could be a change of residence, change of dwelling, or, you know, even a kind of detaching to spend more time at home. But with this Judgment card in reverse and this Strength card in reverse, I do feel like this is a bit of a warning that you need to be very careful about not slipping out of alignment. You've got to be very focused. And of course, being focused in the present on your spirituality is all well and good, but you have to balance it. We've got green here. You have to balance it with your grounding, with your 3D practical reality. You know, get outdoors, get some fresh air, stay grounded, stay aligned, because we don't want that awakening to topple your strength, that ascension, that ongoing ascension that you're going through. And this is a time to manifest, you know, to see what you've created. We've got ripe fruits here. This is all about the harvest, enjoying what you've created, but don't let that slip, okay? You've got to balance that practical and spiritual aspects of the connection, and that will help your Divine Masculine stay balanced. For him, we've got the 4 of Wands here, which is, of course, a really beautiful card of union, and we've got the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So I do feel like actually this particular combination could be him working towards closing out karmic cycles, especially those related to the home. So we've got home here for the Divine Feminine as well. There could be upheaval for both of you at home, but for the Divine Masculine, I feel very strongly this is closing out karmic relationships, and for some of them that will mean, you know, a change of address. So that could be something that's coming for both of you, that kind of upheaval. But the 4 of Wands can also be, of course, a celebration. So, you know, this is a positive step for him, even though he's doubting the way forward. And you've both got number 50 here. Yeah, this could even be moving in together for some of you, and that doubt creeping in about whether this is the right move. And it's hard for him to do that, to close out those karmic cycles, because he's not sure still if you're going to be there waiting for him, you know. And doubt it's not just doubt about the connection or the future of the connection, but, you know, there's a ton of words on here. The ones that really stand out are worthless, hopeless, no good, bad, unlovable. You know, is he good enough for you? Is he good enough? Can he make this happen? Because he move forward? He's wishing for it. You know, he's hopeful and optimistic about it now, but he is overwhelmed. And he knows he needs to talk to you about it, so he's holding back. He's not feeling, you know, particularly great about that. The connecting energy is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. You know, and this is literally, for me, those karmic cycles now beginning to be closed out. They're not quite done, but it's coming. And for both of you, this is something to do with home. It's a big shift for both of you. He needs your protection right now. That pink bubble fairy, this is the number of the divine. You've got 33, he's got 34, which is really interesting. But the pink bubble fairy, send him love, send him healing, he needs it. But he's learning how to visualize, he's learning how to meditate, he's learning how to surrender. He's certainly praying. You know, I feel this is a very positive step in the right direction, even though there's no communication right now and you feel a little bit out of control. You've got to stay in alignment, Divine Feminine, because this is very positive. You know, he's making all the right progress. It may not look like that from the outside, but you've got to show courage, live fearlessly, with strength, determination. And, you know, we don't want this Strength card to stay reversed for you. We don't want to see you slipping out of alignment. You know, sometimes we do, but it's not going to serve you to let go of that courage, to let go of that bravery, that beautiful, compassionate heart of yours. Don't be tempted to slip back into that ego state of, you know, he's not doing this fast enough, he's not giving me what I want. That's conditional love. That's not where you want to be. Okay, you want to be gentle and compassionate. That's what gives you strength and control. You know, that's what the Strength card shows us. She controls the beast, not with aggression, but with love, with compassion, with her heart, her big heart. Okay, so we've got strategy Angel of Strength. Wow. Cornucopia. Healer of the Ages. This came up for the Divine Masculine, Part 1. And the Heart Chakra. Archangel Raphael. So this is a beautiful lineup. You know, strategy, get organised. This card actually says on it, journal log, there's also a key. You know, this is about creation as well. This is about manifesting. You know, in order to manifest what you want, you've got to visualize it, you've got to see it, you've got to imagine it. So for me, this is, especially because it adds up to 3, you know, the number of creation. For me, this is all about, you know, planning for these changes that are coming. This is also a number 3, you know, especially if they pertain to the home, and being prepared, visualizing the outcome you want, journaling that, drawing that, affirming that, getting really focused is going to be the key to your success and drawing in what you want. And this Angel of Strength card, it's also a number 50. Okay, you've got to be strong. You've got to be strong. That message has come up for you 3 times now. And call on the Angel of Strength. Call on the Lion Power. We've got a lot of lions as well in this reading. Remember, we're heading towards Lion's Gate. And you've got 50, he's got 51. So lots of syncs in the numbers coming up on either side. He is healing. Okay, and with this Cornucopia card, number 11, you know, he knows where he's heading. He's heading towards that harvest as well, that abundance, that joy. You know, these are very similar cards. Ripe fruits and Cornucopia. This is about getting what we want and, you know, healing self. And with the connecting energy here being also a number 11, the 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, calling on him for strength and healing. That's what you both need. And this is about your heart chakra opening so that you can have what you want. So that you can move towards Cornucopia, that beautiful, joyful harvest of achieving what you need and want. Let's get 4 more about what you need to do to move forward. Oh, these come up so much. Man holding a heart. 1st chakra. A woman holding a coin. 5th chakra. The connecting one. Victory. That's beautiful. Whew. So you are holding his heart. Trust that. Release all of that anxiety that's pent up in your root chakra. Release it. It doesn't serve you. You've got to work on that trust, on that security of self. Yeah, don't avoid this awakening that's coming, this opportunity to ascend through your higher power, through your intuition, through your connection to spirit. This is how you're going to work through this and heal this lack of self-worth in your chakra, because he does love you. Yeah, he's holding your heart just as you are holding his. We've also got for him, woman holding a coin, and the 5th chakra, which is speaking the truth. And I really feel like he knows you are the key to his happy future. You are the key to his stability, to his security. He's going to speak that truth soon. With this, you know, he's at least going to integrate that truth. He's going to acknowledge that truth. You know, it's sinking in more and more all the time. And victory, you know, this is victory and healing. There's so much gold in this card. This is victory and abundance in healing, in protection, in everything. This is a beautiful, beautiful final card to come out for you too. So I really hope that helped part 2. Do like, share, subscribe. If you subscribe, tap the little bell icon so that you get updates. You get notifications so that you know when I've posted. And I will see you guys next time. Do comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this pile. I love to get your feedback. I'm very excited for this pile. Very nice to see such lovely progress. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, remember to join my Facebook group. My Insta. Okay. Pile 3. As usual, we're going to do energy update, divine feminine on the left, divine masculine on the right. I don't use reversals in this deck. So if they come up the wrong way around, I will turn them the right way. We're going to do past, present and future line up. If we look at the future, remember it's not set in stone. The benefit of looking at the future is it gives us a glimpse into what may come to be. You have time and free will to make adjustments. So it's never set in stone. It's just a little heads up as to what may come to be. So Divine Feminine on the left. Let's go. Divine Masculine on the right. Wow, he's in a Tower moment. Past energies for Divine Feminine. Connecting energies down the middle. Present energies. Wow. Oh, this is very cool. Oh my goodness. So many kings. Wowza. Wow. I'm going to get the oracle cards all out at the same time. This is the Divine Counterparts and Separation deck from Made for Love. If you would like to buy this, you can find it at her channel, which is listed on my featured channels. And it's really handy. You don't even need to be able to read tarot to be able to use this deck. It's very user-friendly. I will pull some more oracle cards when we've read all these tarot cards in the middle. Okay. So, Divine Feminine is really seeing all of her hard work coming to fruition. Yeah, we've got the Nine of Cups energy here that she is in. And this is really beautiful. And we see this card fruition. Your dreams and visions are coming to fruition. We've also got here, be bold and make the first move. And I feel like she is being bold. She may have revealed truth, in fact, because the Divine Masculine really is in a Tower moment right now. You know, the foundations of his existing previous beliefs have been shattered, destroyed. He is seeing things from a completely new perspective. Of course, we've got reflection as the connecting energy here too, which is seeing, you know, this came up for the first pile of beliefs. See all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self. That's really about seeing each other. And I feel like he's been triggered very hard by some kind of revelation. But it does say here, live your truth and share that love that is in your soul. So it's very possible that the connection has been revealed to him, and he's very contemplative about this. This is New Moon in Pisces. It's a very emotional card. It shows us that he's at the beginning of that reflection. So this is all very new, very, very fresh to him. Now, the past energies show the divine feminine really stepping into self-love and taking control of this journey. You know, really beginning to work towards completion and to take control of her own emotions, to connect with her spiritual self, to understand what needs to be done. We've got gifts of the portal here and the heart eater, and I feel very strongly actually for both of you, particularly your divine masculine with this meditation and contemplation, he has opened himself up somehow. I feel like both of you may have been energetically compromised, so you may need to do some grounding and protection for the two of you, or clearing for the two of you, but he's definitely been opening himself up to spirit, and probably been doing that in a way which hasn't kept him safe. For this gifts to the portal and the heart eater, I'm feeling this very strongly for the divine feminine as well. So just be mindful of that. This won't apply to all of you, but it's going to apply to some of you, okay? For some of you, it's literally just that he's finding this, I mean, this card's actually called Slimy, and we see this slime dripping down, the face is covered so her view is blurred, and there's all of these frogs leaping out there. So, you know, it could be that he's just finding this all a bit of a sticky mess and is not sure how to move forward. But this portal for me really stands out. It could also mean for the divine feminine that she needs to give back. She needs to express gratitude. She needs to, you know, gratitude is a really important part of healing, being grateful for what we have. And also with the new moon at the moment, it's the perfect time to manifest. And we manifest by, you know, making an offering to spirit in return for them helping us manifest. So it could represent that as well. It's not going to be, you know, being psychically attacked or spiritually attacked or compromised for all of you, but there's a definite, for some of you, that's definitely there. Certainly in these past energies, going back to this as well, I've just clocked that we're saying about this truth revelation, and we've got trust here for the divine masculine. You know, this is sorry, I've not even finished this past one. So go back to the past energies. He's on this healing journey. This is what this Tower's moment. He's been on this journey, this inner journey, but he's really holding back right now. You know, he's weighing up what he's learned. But I feel like decisions have been made for both parties. You may have had a conversation about this, and I'm really getting very strongly that even though now is not the time to come together, you're both identifying that it's not over, that there's stuff to do. But trust needs to be rebuilt, because I do feel that there's been some kind of deceit and betrayal or holding back. We certainly see the divine... where's that card gone? Yeah, it's here, the divine feminine with the Seven of Swords. This is in the present. And I feel like she's communicated this finally. And it could be the information pertaining to the journey that you've held back on. Okay, that you're finally coming forward with, revealing that truth. We've got that, all that glitters. It's a beautiful gift. This is also a number 7. You know, trust, pride. Sometimes the truth is painful, but it helps us move forward. It's very productive in this respect, but you know, I feel like this being the Knight of Swords, that truth wouldn't have run all the way deep, just enough. But, you know, we've got this King of Wands and King of Swords here. He's definitely looking at this from a spiritual and intellectual perspective. We've got a lion here, that pride energy that's coming through, hurtling towards Lion's Gate. You know, he's feeling... And King of Wands, it really is pride for me. But the connecting energy here is that King of Cups. That's Scorpio energy. That's emotional balance. For 3 kings to come up is very, very powerful. I really feel like this Tower moment has created space for this divine masculine to move forward. For some of them, this will be releasing pride, stepping into emotional balance. But it's not all easy. It's not easy. You know, this requires deep self-reflection. Arthur's saying to me here that, you know, This is positive, but it's not easy. You know, he's holding back right now. He's holding back, but we see him being a lot more forthcoming in this present energy. So he was holding back. He's a lot more forthcoming. But his pride about whatever it is you're revealing is going to get in the way somehow. There may be conflict here for some of you. And you have to take responsibility for this divine feminine, because I feel like your delivery was a little bit, let's say, unplanned. Not very well considered. For the future energies, we do see a period of separation with this 9, this Hermit energy, and also the 7 of Cups. You know, making decisions about how to move forward. For him, we've got surrender. You know, surrendering to this new perspective and not wanting to give up, of accepting that work and going the last leg of the journey. That's a 10 of Wands here. But the connecting energy is the 9 of Swords. And for him, we've got this karmic wheel. So things aren't quite complete and ready for him to move forward. But there's an exchange of gifts. And I feel that this is going to be a spiritual gift. This is going to be an astral exchange, as well as you know, an exchange of words, an exchange of love. But there's a lot of anxiety coming up in the future, because I feel for the divine feminine, a lot of indecision. And for the divine masculine, surrendering to this need to complete that karmic cycle, but also feeling the pressure of that. So, good place at the moment, you know, potentially moving into a period of separation while this karma resolves. And I feel like it's on the cusp of it, so it's not going to be for long. You've got to trust during that time, divine feminine. You've got to not be so hasty as well in your present. You've got to be a bit more sensitive in how you explain things to him, because he's really taking it on board right now. He's trying to trust you. But I feel like you've burned his pride. It might be that you had a karmic, or that there's something you've not told him the full truth about. But he's raging about it. He's roaring, you know. But it has triggered him. It's triggered him to make change. And we do see him to surrendering to this new perspective, surrendering to this truth, and moving towards completion of that karmic cycle, so that you can be together, you know, exchanging that. For me, this is really about exchanging gifts with spirit as well. I'm really drawn to this pink. And again, we've got gifts to the portal here. So I do think for a lot of you, for manifesting what you need, gratitude is going to be a really important part of your manifesting this month. You know, to remember to give thanks for all that you have, for all that is still ready to come to you, all that you're asking for. So let's choose some more. What do you need to know to move forward? That card's come up in every pile so far, I think. Healer of the Ages. So, divine feminine, we've got Healer of the Ages, and also the 3rd chakra, which is, of course, the solar plexus. And you've really got to take these triggers seriously now. I feel like this is why you're being called to go within, to take this hermit period, this time out, you know, while he's sorting out his karmic stuff. And you can see that yellow glow in the chest of this guy as well. You know, and we've got 51 and 52. And this is, I feel, is very strongly is about balancing masculine and feminine energy. Because he's got Goddess of the Moon connecting to his intuition, all of that really feminine power. She's got Healer of the Ages connecting to this masculine energy. So this is a solar plexus trigger that you need to deal with. You need to move on from. You need to trust that you can manifest what you need. That you can heal. You can heal. There's still work. There's healing work to be done before you can continue. He's got Goddess of the Moon and 7th chakra Archangel Uriel, which of course is crown chakra. You know, this is him opening up and surrendering through meditation and contemplation, rest and rejuvenation. You're both being called to do that. He's got to surrender. You've got to continue healing. That's the natural order of the journey. This is what's going to bring you to completion. Bring things to fruition. Yeah, heal that broken heart. And it's your broken heart. That's the number 9. This is a very independent energy. You've got to heal. This may be a most recent relationship, but that healing opens the door to romance, okay? That's really beautiful. And he's got to take action. The Angel of Strength, we've got another line here for him. He's got to take action. He's got to move forward. He's got to take his own healing seriously. And he's got to take action to close out those karmic cycles. He's got to be strong in doing that. I feel like he's going to see what the connecting energy is for that one. First chakra. So, you know, your healing and his action is going to unblock a lot of that pain that's stuck in that first chakra, the root chakra, the chakra where we hold all our inner child wounds, where we hold anxiety, depression, instability, insecurity, codependence, attachment. All of those things are contained within this. It's what needs to be released. This is also a number 8. And, you know, he's already on that journey. But you've both got to do that. You've both got to clear the last dregs of that to open the door to romance, to achieve strength, to achieve what you want. I really hope that helped, pile 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to join my Facebook group. That's Happy Twins 1111 Networking and Support Group on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Happy Twins 1111. You can also like, share and subscribe. Tap the bell so you get notifications when I'm posting. Comment down below and let me know what you thought of the reading. And I will see you again very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. You're amazing. Right. Let's do pile 4. I'm wearing my daughter's t-shirt today. Can you tell that this is like teenager clothing? Obviously I haven't left the house, but my kids thought it was really funny anyway. Okay, pile 4. Collective energy update for you. Do the DF and the Divine Masculine. We're going to do Divine Feminine on the left. Divine Masculine on the right. Past energies. Connecting energies. Divine Masculine in the past. Present energies, the Divine Feminine. Connecting energies and present energies, the Divine Masculine. Future. Remember, we look at the future, it's not set in stone. It's just to give you a heads up as what is to come. You can always adjust this. Everybody has free will. Okay. I'm going to get all the oracle cards out at the same time. Oh. Oh, pardon me. That was actually a bit of a burp. I don't know where that came from. I must confess, I am a burper. My friends have referred to me as Barney Gumble before. Do you know what though? That was when I had anxiety, and I didn't realise that burping is actually a symptom of anxiety if you burp a lot, because you're not like taking in air properly. And I used to burp a lot. And I didn't realise it was actually a symptom of anxiety. It's gone now. Because I'm no longer anxious, but just in case you're a burper, you know, that might be useful information. Right. Let's get some of these Divine Counterparts in Separation from Made for Love. I love these cards. You can buy them directly from her. There's a link to her channel on my featured channels page. When you click on my videos page and stuff and all that on my channel, you'll see her on the right. I didn't actually mean to choose these ones for the Divine Feminine as well, but I have. So we're going to keep them. Right. Okay. So the Divine Feminine is in this Page of Pentacles energy, which is this really not knowing how to move forward, being very patient, taking your time, really kind of holding back at the moment, being very grounded, but also just not having the full picture with which to move forward. With the full moon in Aquarius, you're really being called to show the world the real you, is this card, you know, and I feel this is about growing into this new 3D reality that you've created for yourself with your spirituality, with these new connections. It's a need to kind of throw off the shackles of the old you and embrace who you are, embrace the truth of who you are and share it. You know, I feel you've been probably very secretive about all these newfound abilities, newfound interests that you have pertaining to your spirituality and your spiritual leanings. We've got the meditation card here, which says take a moment to connect to Source through quiet, reflective meditation. I feel that's come out because that's what you've been doing. This is how you've made this progress, and we've got this All-Knower card as well. This slimy card came up in another deck, and I'm really guided to say this means I need to call in some greater protection. It's just really I don't normally read this card this way, but this is really standing out for me today. There's a stickiness around you that for some of you, you're going to need to clear. You're going to need to ground and protect self. The Divine Masculine, he's in this Nine of Swords reversed energy. This is about releasing anxiety, and we've got the new moon in Scorpio with releasing, working through your fears and seeing the truth, seeing the light, knowing the power and having the courage to walk your truth. It's a very similar message to about showing the world the real you. So very similar energies here, except the Divine Masculine, you know, he's not quite as advanced with the meditation and everything, but he really is beginning to accept the truth, beginning to release fears. It's really helped him to acknowledge what's happening with you guys. And you may not have had communication from him, but, you know, with this connecting energy of inner alchemy, inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. And he's working through his fears so that he can embrace love. And you're probably already there. Yeah? You've made much more progress. The All-Knower, understanding what needs to be done, seeing, the all-seeing. So I feel like this is a really critical time for both of you with this eclipse. You know, moving towards 7-7 and 8-8 portals. And he's really beginning to take care of his body, definitely receiving a lot of healing. You know, I'm really drawn to this rainbow light coming from above, from below, from his own hands, really starting to receive possibly hands-on healing, sharing tenderness as well. You know, that's number 11 card. That's really starting to look at this connection with fresh eyes and feeling a lot more compassionate after being so closed off for so long. Starting to feel those first bubbles, those flutters in the belly of compassion, love, joy when he thinks about you. I feel like this particular Divine Masculine has been closed off for a long time because of this hard shell around his heart, this anxiety, these fears he's been stuck in. And And he's beginning to release that now. He's receiving healing, possibly from you. And he is beginning to open up to see his own light, to understand his own power, to see the truth of this connection. This has been a prevalent theme in all of my piles today, truth. In the past energy, you know, we see this divine feminine being in this hermit mode and this empress energy, which is beautiful, really going within through meditation, stepping into her own power. This is very powerful. And we see these drastic changes in the life right now, dramatic changes through this inner work, through this connecting with one's own inner light and creating. That's what the empress does. She creates a new way forward. For the divine masculine, we've got Ace of Crystals reversed, not quite ready for the new start, not quite ready to make a decision with the Seven of Cups reversed, being slightly overwhelmed by the idea of moving forward because he's just not sure what to do. But, you know, he's being called. This is also a number 11 card. Destiny is calling him, change is calling him, opportunity is calling him, spirit is calling him, and he is being triggered, and he's beginning to work through that. He's beginning to have faith, he's beginning to have hope, but there's a lot of conflict at the moment, and this is mental conflict. And as a connecting energy, I do feel like it's just a lot of not understanding what's happening from either side of the fence. I feel like even though the divine feminine has made such incredible progress, she's perhaps very confused right now about how her masculine feels, how this is going to pan out. You need to release that divine feminine and just allow it to go with the flow, because he is making progress. For the divine masculine, I think he's just conflicted in general. Conflicted, you know, even though he's beginning to open his heart to the truth of this, he's still conflicted about what it means and how to move forward. So this is mental conflict, you know, this is trying to weigh up the truth of the situation, weigh up how to move forward that we're seeing in these past energies. For the present energies, this is really, really beautiful. We've got judgment, which is, you know, awakening. We've got self-love. We've got this beautiful balance here. The divine feminine just moving into such a stable, abundant place, moving into union with self, ascending spiritually. You've been doing so much work and it's really paying off. You can really see that. Okay, this is really, really joyful and beautiful. For the divine masculine, again, we've got another 7 reversed. Okay, just not sure how to move forward, but he's undergoing that transformation. He's allowing that ego to break down. He's embracing this change. He's embracing his power with this magician energy. And the connecting energy here is the 10 of Pentacles. You know, this is like a beautiful, complete stability. This is both of you now co-creating and working together towards the same goal, even if you're not sure what that goal is. Okay. And I love this 10 of Pentacles because this is galactic balance and symmetry. This is universal, spiritual, divine balance and symmetry. This doesn't speak of families and home and, you know, this is about just perfect balance and symmetry, spiritual union. This is just a beautiful energy in the present. I feel like you two are very deeply connected astrally at the moment. And as your divine masculine wakes up and begins to see the light, his own light, as he accepts this transformation, sure, he's confused, sure, he's unsure of how to move forward, but he's ready, he's embracing it, he's embracing his own power, he's paying attention to the triggers, to the syncs, to the signs, he's paying attention to spirit and what's coming through for him, all these realizations coming hard and fast. In the future, we've got prisoner, and this is a number 8. I always think about this as the 8 of Swords, and I want to say that you've got these parrots on the outside which represent communication, and this cat on the inside, which is intuition, being caged. And this is not being allowed to use your intuition to communicate, being trapped by your inability to release your intuition so that you can communicate effectively and send the right messages. So you need to be really mindful of that. Okay, you need to release that. This is in the future. This is what you need to meditate on. You need to make sure that your intuition, that when you're communicating, especially with your twin, that you're channeling from spirit, that it's coming from the heart, it's coming from the true essence of yourself, not through ego. We've also got the Emperor and the three of Pentacles. I really feel like this is you guys working together on something. You know, this is about, Yeah, I'm getting very strongly that for some of you, you're going to come together for some kind of project, for some kind of journey that you're going to go on together. This is really positive, and we do see the Divine Masculine moving on to calmer waters here. You know, he's not quite sure how to embrace spirit, but he's feeling it. He's ready to dip his toes in. Yeah, he doesn't quite understand the truth yet. He's not grasped the sword, but he's looking deep into this now. He's beginning to open himself up to it. He's ready to dip his toes in. He's not accepting that spiritual guidance, but he's feeling it. He's ready to embrace it. He's just not quite on it yet. So I don't see you moving towards a union because we've got the Ten of Cups reversed. But this, you know, even this card appearing reversed shows that potential. But I do feel like actually with three, you've got the Three of Pentacles here. And there's three people on here that for the Divine Feminine, it may be you that needs to release these karmic cycles in this case. Or this might pertain to family situation that you've got to close off and work out before you can move forward. So there's not a full coming together soon, but definitely I see you working on some kind of project together or coming together to work through this next phase of your journey. You know, he's probably going to have a lot of questions pertaining to spirituality, and you're going to be the person that he seeks out for that. So this is a really, really positive reading. Okay, let's get some cards about what else you can do to progress, to move forward. Door to personal healing and happiness is through spirit. Okay? That's what we see when you open this door. Paradise, spiritual paradise, abundance, manifestation, divine, happy family, balance, community, solar plexus, third chakra, and the sun, hope, optimism and joy. So I do feel like the door to your healing and happiness is to resolve the imbalances within your family right now. I'm really guided that, especially after the cards that have come up for you, Divine Feminine, for some of you, this is really going to mean, you know, through meditation, through your own healing, through the divine, you've got to heal those rifts and develop this compassion for what you've been through, releasing resentment. This is another stage of your healing so that you can get balanced. For the Divine Masculine, especially after releasing anxiety, we do see him, you know, embracing community, getting out there again, living again. And with the solar plexus, this third chakra, you know, this is about really responding to those triggers, really allowing himself to grow into that. I'm going to take that one as well, the garden and the gate. You manifest this. This is hope, abundance and optimism, followed by you create that. And I feel like both of you are working towards that now. But for the Divine Masculine, he needs to get out and about. He needs to play. He needs to make time for socialising, networking, for getting himself back into that pool. Because possibly after working his way through this anxiety, through these fears he's been through, that's going to be an important step for him. For the Divine Feminine, you know, you've got to work out those family issues and trust that you know you're going to make the right decision. You're allowed to be happy. Fifth chakra and sixth chakra. Wow. Healer of the ages. That's come up in every pile. And the door to value. The door to romance. So, Divine Feminine, this is acknowledging your spiritual truth. And remember, showing the world the real you. Living authentically. This might mean what this family stuff is about for you. It's about revealing your true self to family. Trusting that that can be balanced and harmonious and that they can accept you as you are. Perhaps this is why you know, we've got this future energy of not feeling like you can express yourself spiritually or intuitively. But you need to heal that. For the Divine Masculine, we've got the healer of ages, and we've also got the door to value, him opening up that balance, you know, by responding to those triggers and taking care of his own healing. He can open up his own door to manifesting abundance and the stability that he needs. And between the pair of you, you know, wrapping up these karmic cycles of these triggers and healing that you still need to do, the karma that needs to be revolved, is going to open the door to romance between you. It's going to open the door to a happy future. So I really hope that helps. Thank you so much, guys. Please like, share and subscribe. You can also join my Facebook group, Happy Twins 1111 Networking Support. You can join me on Instagram, Happy Twins 1111, and keep your eyes peeled for my website, which will go live tonight. That's happytwins1111.com. You can book on there now, or you will be able to from later on, which is very exciting. It's going to save me a ton of work and save you guys a ton of frustration, because I know it's really annoying doing it all through email, especially with a time zone difference. So I will see you all next time. Lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.